Hey, good morning, afternoon, or evening. It's Chase Cunningham, Dr. Cunningham, Dr. Zero Trust, reporting here for Cybersecurity HQ. I'm going to give you 10-ish of the things that you need to know this week in cybersecurity. So, number one, let's start off. Solid advice on how to build a zero trust system. This article came from Federal News Network. Pretty good stuff. So, at its core, right, they talk about ZTA architecture. They talk about deploying security checkpoints. They talk about the TSA. Yeah, I don't know if I would necessarily be referencing the TSA in something, but hey, it is what it is. Really, what they're talking about getting into here is how the government is going to meet goals set up by the Office of Management and Budget, which is where the Biden administration ultimately has kind of this enforcement agency. So here's the things that they say: integrate holistically. Yeah, you should be integrating stuff. You should be integrating across platform. Embrace cutting edge tools. I would agree with that in general, but make sure that the cutting edge tools you're buying are actually going to provide you value. Embrace risk management. You're doing that by the very nature of participating in cyber. Provide ongoing learning. Yes, learn what's up, continue to train your people. For the record, I've never once said don't train your people. I've just said don't rely on phishing training to be a technical stopgap. Just saying. And then lastly, stay committed. This is going to take time. You will not do a zero trust rollout in a few months. The DoD looks to 2030. There is an article in The Guardian about the library in the UK, which my question is, who still goes to the library? I love reading books, but I can't recall the last time I've been to the library. British Library begins restoring digital services after cyber attack. UK's National Library apologizes to researchers, saying full recovery could take till end of the year. The British Library is restoring online its main catalog containing 36 million records of printed rare books. 11 weeks is how long it took them down. Access is limited to read-only format. Full recovery of all of our services is a gradual process. He says basically for the last 2 months, we have lost access for people who rely on this for their studies. So I get it from that perspective. Studies important. People go to the library, sure. But couldn't you get a lot of that stuff online? I don't know. Anyway, ransomware equals bad. Yeah. So there is actually a publication, and everyone always goes, well, if the NSA says a thing. So here's the NSA saying it, folks. NSA official warns of hackers using AI to perfect their English and phishing schemes. Good luck with your phishing training this year. NSA Cybersecurity Director Rob Joyce said the language used in hacking phishing schemes was becoming more sophisticated and convincing. If you're using ChatGPT, it's pretty easy. I did this recently. A friend of mine who lives in Moscow, I don't speak a lick of Russian, had ChatGPT write me a phishing email in Cyrillic, and he said this would pass muster, no problem. It's pretty crazy and pretty impressive. There's no citation of any particular organization in here, but just know that it's going to continue to get more vectored, more specific. The numbers overall for last year really weren't good. So elevated ransomware activity for 2023. I mean, this is not news to anybody, but the numbers continue to grow up exponentially. Elevated ransomware activity hit, and here's the numbers: nearly 5,200 organizations in 2023. Woo! Yeah, almost 5,200 organizations were hit by ransomware attacks. Rapid7 said in a blog post. In reality, they believe the number is much higher because it doesn't account for attacks that weren't reported. Twice as many ransomware attacks. So you're seeing about a 50% increase year over year, which is not good. Black Cat was a big one. Clop, Alf V, and those. So the numbers are not trending in the way that we would want them to trend. Yeah. There's an article in fortune.com, and it's literally titled, I'm a former FBI cyber agent. Here's my biggest 2024 election security concern. I was watching the Iowa caucuses today. The elections are off and running, so it's a real thing. It says, while 2024 election is several months away, Congress has been prioritizing the security and sanctity of the vote. At the center of its concerns is generative AI and the potential impact it could have on misinformation, fraud, and digital campaigns leading up to the election, taking into account the power the technology has to create realistic but fake news stories. Sounds like deepfakes. If only someone had ever told us that deepfakes were a problem. Sound bites and even videos of candidates, right? So local leaders should be carefully monitoring social media in their region to dispel any possible misinformation campaigns before they spread. With the evolution of generative AI, malicious actors can conjure up fake news articles and social media accounts quicker than ever, easily sowing confusion or swaying public opinion. So basically, this FBI agent says his biggest concern is deepfakes and social media. Yikes. Yeah. Ukraine fires back at Russia. Wow. So yeah, this is digital warfare going on. Russian telecom targeted by Ukrainian hacktivists as payback for Kyivstar. Um, Basically, Ukrainian hacktivists have targeted Russian internet provider M9Com as retaliation for the December cyber attack on Ukraine's nationwide telecom provider Kyivstar, which knocked out communication services for half the nation for a few days. So, hackers from the Blackjack Group, who are likely related to SBU's security service of Ukraine, hacked the Moscow-based internet service provider M9Com and destroyed its servers. So this was a legit attack. The attack, which caused internet television services to go down for about half the population of Moscow, has impacted the Russian provider's official website, mail servers, cyber protection services, and all M9Com branch websites. So shots fired, digital shots fired back and forth. Last article here, SMBs and their bad habits. Look, if you're a small, mid-sized business, pretty simple stuff. This is Mirage news. Just don't do these things. 5 good habits to keep your business safe, right? So use long pass phrases. Go get a password manager. Like, go just do it now. It's not hard. It doesn't require a lot of effort. You can set this stuff up yourself. It's not difficult. Report scamming, yes. Give teams unique logins. Again, use an IAM, use something that will help you do this. Action updates ASAP. Make sure that you are not snoozing on patching. Like, if you do those 4 or 5 kind of really basic things, you're better than a lot of the population. This is not a zero-sum game. It's a good way to be smarter and safer and more secure. So that's pretty simple. Anyway, January 16th, 2024. I'm Dr. Zero Trust, reporting for Cybersecurity HQ. As always, stay smart, stay safe, stay secure. I'll catch you on the next one.